Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars in our Trilarian Trickery series. So, a few things to start off this episode. Number one, I am not, I assure you, got a comment on this and I realized I might have sounded like I was planning on just jumping straight into the portal to Antares right now and trying to win the game. I am well aware, even though I haven't actually faced the Antarans before, that whatever they've got on the other side of that portal is likely not anything I could stand up to right now with my little paltry 158 723 fleet. Okay, so I just want to say that's not my objective, but I can start building toward it now. Like, I can make that my focus, and I'm concerned about how long that will take and whether it'll feel like it's cutting the game short. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't at all. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh, yes. I received a really cool suggestion from a commenter regarding what to do with Trilar Prime, considering the fact that our homeworld has this research-based leader on it. So you'd think, oh, okay, well maybe since this planet is only producing trade goods right now for the economy, maybe I could just move a bunch of my citizens up into research, and that would, make the homeworld more research-focused, as you might expect, because it's furthest back in the territory. And as the commenter pointed out, it's also kind of, and I agree with this completely because my channel is very story-focused, it's also kind of a story explanation because you have the colonies focused on production and then the research happening at the core of the empire. So we're going to do that, but I want to show you how little of an impact. This is how many turns left until this research is done. This is how many points are being generated on the research this turn, which is represented by that amount. That's how much we've researched in molecular compression. That's how much is being added to by these changes on Trilar Prime. Remember, we have research going on a lot of worlds, okay? So you might think, well, yeah, this is an awesome research bonus, so moving some other people into research is going to really knock that bar up. This bar represents all of our planet's research. Or is it just... See, it's interesting. Up here, it looks very similar to this one. So I feel like this bar really does... This tooltip says research from this planet, but I feel like this bar represents the overall technology, and this represents all of the research we're doing. So watch what happens. I'll do it again. See, that's going up, but the amount of time it's going to take to finish molecular compression is barely being impacted. And at the same time, our budget is, of course, being impacted by the fact that we are transferring people into research. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and set it up like so. We'll have 3 productions, so we still have a decent... I don't want to completely forsake the trade goods output there. And then we'll have more in food production so the planet grows faster and this can be increased. Because surely once the planet is full and all of these slots have researchers in them, the situation might be a little bit different. One more thing I want to mention, just as a housekeeping note. I mentioned this in series before, but really quick. Someone pointed out that I have not built the geosynchronous warehouse over all of my planets yet. Again, this building doesn't generate credits the way the other economy buildings do. It has a maintenance cost, and all it does is reduce the buyout cost of anything on that particular planet. So number one, I wouldn't build it on all of my worlds to begin with. Number two, the reason I haven't built it on any of my worlds is as I mentioned, I'm not in the habit of building it, but it's just not something that I really feel that compelled to build. But when I really get to a point where I'm building a lot of ships and feel like, man, it would be nice to be able to upgrade this stuff, or not upgrade, but purchase this stuff faster and get these ships pumped out and for cheaper, then maybe that is something I will consider. But for now, just not really. Let's see. We've got an asteroid mine in Trilar. I spent like the first 4 minutes of this episode responding to comments, and it's awesome. Welcome, by the way, to everybody that has jumped into the channel as a result of this series. It has been great to have you all. So anyway, let's I'm going to move my space factory. Oh wait, was I still building that? I'm an idiot. I got so excited. Go back, finish building the planet. Derp. Gas giant compression. Finish that. Then we're going to go turn that into a planet. All right, so Ursulus Prime has grown. All right, so let's have a look at where that... Yeah, see, they have a striking colonist right now. What if I put you there? How much I feel like, well, no, I'm going to put them there because 15 turns is a lot better than 36 for growth. And so we'll have another citizen much sooner, and the neutron collider will be done a few turns later, but at the same time, when the neutron collider is done, we'll have more production, so I'll help make up for that change. Okay, Holo Simulator's almost done at Ursulus 5, so that striker should stop. And Spaceport is 10 turns from being done on Ursulus 5. And there was another planet that grown. Oh yeah, Main Prime. Another planet that grown? Is that what I just said? You know what I meant. So I'm still going to focus as much as I can on building up additional ships to the best of my ability. I need to keep an eye on Imarn too, because we're closing in on being able to buy this factory, and because this colony is new, it's not growing, or it is growing, but growing very slowly. It's just taking an obscene amount of time. Within just a few more turns, we'll be able to buy that factory and turn that situation around.
Consider this, Stinger.
Okay, so we have a choice between neutronium armor and pulson missiles. Neutronium armor is probably the way to go, just for... yeah, I'm going to go for neutronium. I always tend, as a player, slightly more towards defensive technologies, and that's just an indication of that. Like, I like ships to pack a punch, but at the same time, I want to be able to take hits. Alright, Cybertechnics is our next technology we're going to research hands down. That's going to give us the Robo-Miners, which, again, has a maintenance cost. Actually, it's production per cell +1 and overall production +2, which is a nice production boost, but check out that maintenance cost. So they've definitely tweaked some stuff. It's going to be tougher to keep up a good economy building all these new buildings, and I don't want to buy these upgrades. God, that's so tempting. We're so close, because I want to focus on being able to buy that factory in Imarn. Meanwhile, the Meklar could get pissed off and declare war on us at any point. Alright, so, Ursulus 4, we need to put another citizen in research there. Our economy is spinning up very nicely. I'm liking it. Imarn 3 has grown. What's up with the load time? Oh, there we go. I thought I clicked it, but I hadn't. Alright, 11 turns until the terraforming is done, so I'm going to leave these guys in production. Otherwise, it's going to make the terraforming take longer, especially since we have a striking citizen. But I can go ahead and queue up the Holo Simulator for right after terraforming is done. So let's do that. And then it looks like we're going to be at our point for purchasing the factory on Imarn 2 as of this next turn, which means the turn after this, it'll be ready. There it is. Perfect. Okay, so that will really help the planet grow a lot faster. Not right away, because now they have to build the hydroponics farm, but the point is the hydroponics farm will actually build. I won't have to purchase it, because now I have a production factory on Imarn. And I will show you what I mean, in case you have just jumped in. Yeah, see, now we're just 10 turns away from the hydroponic farm, and the population on the planet has switched into production. So, I mean, I could... The population is stagnant right now, but the same thing will happen with their hydroponic farm. As soon as it's done building, all of a sudden the planet will be able to start growing without there being a population in that particular slot. So that'll be nice. All right, good. This planet is done. Palladia 3 is, high gravity, but it's large, barren, not bad. Let's go ahead and head that direction because I want to build more planets. All right, on that note, let's go ahead and use Palladia Prime to build. Yeah, here's the Antares portal generator. Oh, it's really cool. All right, we're going to build a colony ship. It's going to take 7 turns. Palladia 2 has grown, you say? All right, well, in that case, let's go ahead and put some additional scientists, or additional citizens into research and into food. Just colony growth in general. Actually, wait. Okay, good. There's nothing else I can really build here. That's what I wanted to double check. And pollution is still not really a problem. Huh. My mind is blown by that. All right, so Now the hydroponic farm is being worked on. We looked at that already. All right, next turn. We've got a number of economy-related buildings finishing up in Ursulus, and then we can focus on starting to build more of a fleet. Because that, whether we go to war with the Meklar or the Antarans, I kind of want to go to war with the Meklar, to tell you the truth, because I feel like, from what I'm seeing here, they have a nice little corner of the galaxy. Like this star, I don't know if it leads to Meklon. I feel like we would see that. I think we got this far, we just didn't explore the planets, and so if there was a link here, we'd know it. I don't know. I really get the strong sense that expanding in that direction would be in our best interest. Okay, so now we have the choice between armor barracks, which allow a colony to train and maintain tank battalions to defend during ground invasions, and powered armor, which helps during ground invasions when we're actually the ones invading. So another offensive, defensive choice. Tell you what, I'm just going to use armor barracks because I usually don't invade planets. I actually, I have a tendency just to bomb the crap out of them and start colonies from scratch, which may or may not be good tactical thinking, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. Astroengineering is our next tech. It was actually going to be our next tech before Cybertronics, but I wanted to go ahead and finish that, or Cybertechnics. But I wanted to go ahead and finish that column. Yeah, column. And then Astroengineering, we're going to get access to the battleship in just 6 turns. So again, cool, pretty new ships for us to play with. Robominers are buildable now. Got a terraforming project or two that's being worked on. All right, these gravity generators, this is really going to help when this is done in Vigare Prime. Terraforming is going to be done in 8 turns. Next turn. I'm really curious to see what Imarn 3 is going to look like once it's been upgraded. I think it'll upgrade to an arid planet, I think. And I think that's the next one up from desert. Memory's a little rusty. Neutron Collider completed at Ursulus Prime. Oh, that's great news. That's really, really high production. Now we're going to have a spaceport. And notice our income is still 43, which is nice. That spaceport's going to give us another 5 credits, I think. Is it 5 per spaceport? I haven't looked at it in a few episodes. Now I'm curious. But we're in between turns, so I can't check. Our space factory is almost there. Oh, hey! Speaking of our research bonus leader, let's go ahead and give her more research bonus ability. And yeah, let's have a look real quick at the spaceport. Remind me what the credit bonus is. Yep, +5. That's what I thought. Just wanted to be sure. So right now, the reason not much is going on each turn is I have a pretty solid queue built up on all of my planets, which is nice because things get done. Imarn Prime. Wow. I still haven't. How have I not built gravity generators here yet? This planet has a gravity problem, for God's sake. All right, well, I'll go ahead and buy this government support facility because it's going to take 12 turns, but then we're going to start building this gravity generator. And the government support facility might help with this striking population on the planet. We're going to put them down in production in the off chance that it does. All right, how close are we to terraforming being done? 5 turns. I'm excited. That's going to look cool. As for which system I'm going to put the Antaran portal in, that's kind of one of the reasons, I mentioned this in the last episode, that's kind of one of the reasons that I want to go to war with the Meklar, because I could put it in one of their systems and not screw up one of mine. I don't know what's going to happen when I transform a star into a portal. Like, are there downsides? You know, so I just want to be careful with that. Security, yes, additional security is lovely. Ursulus 5. Let's do a government support facility so we can deal with those strikers. And then let's go ahead and terraform Ursulus 5. And then build a marine barracks as well. Actually, I'm going to build a marine barracks first, because that'll help with morale. Spaceport's been completed, so our income, notice, is up to 58 now, which is crazy. All right, let's go ahead and form an artificial planet. I think that was a lab, not a mine, so we might have just taken a slight research hit. But we've got so many researchers going on all of our colonies that I'm not particularly concerned about it.
I stoop to your level, spurred only by the most pressing needs.
This is interesting. So the Alkari are at war with the Klakon, and now they want an alliance with me. And they're going to pay me 6 credits. You know what? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this for one reason only. I was about to not take it, and you probably could sense it. But I'm going to take this because it would help maybe keep the Alkari off my back if I indeed do declare war on the Meklar. Because right now, I could declare a surprise war on the Meklar, and like I said, I could wreck them. I could do a lot of damage to their potentially even home planet before they even had fleets in place to protect me. I could be wrong. I haven't done any scouting to make sure that that's the case, but I have the opportunity to do it. So we are now at war, I think, with... Okay, no, we're not at war with the Klakon, but they're not happy with the fact that I just allied with them. Alright, spaceport's completed at Vigare 2. Again, really, really awesome income. I can start switching some of my planets away from trade processing, I think. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build a starbase on Vigare 2 for obvious reasons. Also build a marine barracks. And you know what? Screw it. It's going to take some turns, but let's go ahead and go for that holo simulator because I want to get morale up nice and high to where as this population continues to grow, I don't have to worry as much on that planet, that newer colony, about morale. 3 turns away from the terraforming being done. Very nice. Spaceport completed at Vigare 2. I think I said that already. 59, almost 60. Income per turn. Meklar still wants open borders. I'm going to say no. We're continuing to upset them each time we reject a diplomatic proposal. Colony ship completed at Palladia. Go colonize. Excellent. Bet you didn't think we'd see another planet in the Palladia system, did ya? And we can terraform this up. It's going to take a while, but we can make this much, 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 much more than this little barren world. There's a possibility that by the end of this series, I don't know how long this series is going to take. My Master of Orion series have typically been about 20, 25 episodes, maybe less, just given some other stuff. Terrible Terrans, for instance, I think people really liked, but I never finished it. I never finished Terrible Terrans. I remember just feeling a little bit perturbed by how big the galaxy was, because I had it on a large or maybe even a huge galaxy, and there was just so much micromanagement every turn. And there were some other factors too. I can't remember quite what the reason was. There was a good reason at the time, but we didn't finish it. But the typical series that I do finish is between 20 and 25 episodes. So I don't know how long this one's going to go, but I feel like by the end of it, we could have a pretty advanced empire, which could be fun to see. All right, so let's go ahead and queue up our usual here. And it's going to take a long time for that to be ready. So I need to remember in roughly 3 turns-ish. Actually, yes, 3 turns exactly. I will be needing to buy that automated factory. So choose research. Awesome. So we have access to space elevators and battleships. And some other technologies too. Hang on. Bomber bays. So these carry short-range fighters, similar to interceptors. Which I don't really use. But anyway. And then pulse-on missile modifications. Now, technology tree, what, my friend, shall I set you to now? Oh, yes, definitely. Let's go for teaching methods so we can have a higher-level research building, because, again, this has been a very science-focused series. And then the espionage training facility. That just sounds like it would be handy. And also we need to take a look at the battleship because I'm so curious. All right, Palladia Prime is done because it just, again, we just built a colony ship here. So what should I build now? Let me go ahead and build a global DNA scanner on Palladia Prime. This is a major colony. I feel like I should improve its security a little bit. I just feel like that's the sensible thing to do. And I am kind of tempted to build a geosynchronous warehouse on a couple of worlds, so this might be a place where I build one, but we're not going to pull the trigger on that just yet. I am going to build robo-miners on Palladia Prime as well, because Palladia Prime, again, I want at least a couple of my planets to be production powerhouses. Alright, so Imarn Prime is, oh god, so many turns away from that gravity generator, so we need to keep an eye on that too, because... Alright, thankfully this one's almost here. We're not going to buy this just yet, but once this one's done, then we can go ahead and queue up the planetary radiation shield. Actually, let's go ahead and queue that up next. Because this planet just needs to... I mean, it's a high-gravity rated world. It's a crappy colony world. We have to do so much work just to get it livable. but it's almost there. Now, what was I just thinking of a moment ago? Oh, yes, that's right. There is, on Palladia 3 turns away. That's right. I just want to make sure I didn't lose focus on that, because the Empire's getting to a point where there are so many things that pull focus that if I'm not careful, especially because I'm doing a Let's Play and I'm commentating at the same time that I'm thinking, which is a problem, even though a lot of people don't like to admit it. It's a thing. I just want to make sure I don't lose focus on Palladia. So it's going to be 2 more turns after this that I upgrade that. 4 turns away from the new planet in Trilar Prime, so we're going to use Trilar Prime. Actually, it just grew again, which is great. We have another population in research there now. Terraforming is completed at Emarn 3. Oh, cool. So Emarn 3 is an arid world now. Check it out. A little bit more water. And now the holo simulator is going. How much would the next terraforming cost? Jesus. 60 turns. Man. I remember they mentioned that they did some tweaks to terraforming. I'm going to go ahead and queue up a missile base here. Wow, that's insane. All right, next turn. Check out our income, climbing again. Maybe the runaway economy is still a bit of a thing. Knock on wood. By runaway economy, I mean that in certain builds of Master of Orion, it was possible with a certain number of colonies, if you were economy focused and had the stability to do it, as in you weren't at war with anybody, it was possible just to build this formidable economic powerhouse that really nothing could stop. Vigare 2 has grown and Ursulus Prime has grown. As you can see, I'm trying to do a better job of actually paying attention to my notifications. All right, so let's go ahead and move you down into production. And then Ursulus Prime has also grown. Let's move you up into research. What else can we build here? Nothing really. But, you know, we can terraform it, and I'm going to. It's going to take 25 turns. It's a desert world, so this too will be upgraded to an arid world after some additional credits and morale-related structures are finished. I said I was going to be building an army this episode, but I'm so focused on infrastructure right now. But I mean, pretty soon we're going to get to a point where we have a number of colonies. I can go ahead, actually, speaking of that, I can actually convert some of my colonies that are generating credits to building warships. I totally can. I'm so focused on other things. Let's go ahead and do deep sea cooling first. Don't hate me. Oh yeah, we got battleships. I totally forgot about that. Let's go ahead and queue up a battleship, and let's have a look at our new friend. So this is our cruiser, relative size. This is the battleship. Now, if we edit the battleship. Ooh, look at that. That's cool looking. I don't know. Like, I like the really, really big front. Is that a water chamber? I don't even know what that is. It's like an eye. But I like that on the front of the ship. And it feels like an iteration of the other ships we already have. Because we have the Destroyer Mark II, we have the frigate, so it looks like that, looks like that, looks like that, and it looks like that. Yeah, that makes more sense as part of our fleet. But that's really, really cool. And it's actually, notice, it's like almost 4 times as powerful as the cruiser. Not quite. It's like 3 times as powerful as the cruiser. But, good God. It's ridiculous. All right. Terraforming is next in queue in Ursulus 5. Excellent. So we're 18 turns out from a terraforming on this world. I'll leave the population as it is. Hydroponic farm is next on Palladia 3. Okay, this is good. So, what was just finished? What was just finished? Oh, it was the automated factory. Duh. We bought that out. Okay, cool. It made it sound as though it had finished building something, but that was just telling me that it had finished setting up what I had purchased. So we have some other colonies, I think. Actually, it's just one. It's just Trilar now at this point that's producing credits, and we still have 48 credits per turn and climbing, it feels like. I mean, it's oscillating a little bit because we're doing different stuff. But tell you what, let's go ahead and get a colony ship queued up here because I want to have one ready. We're not going to just start building at the moment this thing is done. Oh, it is done, actually. So yes, we are going to start building at the moment this thing is done. Oops. All right, whatever. Let's... What else can I do here? This is an asteroid lab, right? We need to make a planet out of that. These are ruins, but the labs I want to convert. The ruins, I want to leave. Well, actually, no, even the ruins we can probably convert to planets now because we have access to the portal. I don't think we need the ruins anymore. I don't think we do. Huh. All right, now, hang on. Before we end the episode, I feel like there was... Oh, wait. Palladia 2 is still in credit production mode. I knew there was one more planet somewhere. So let's go ahead and build... Palladia 2 is an ocean planet, so terraforming wouldn't really do that much. Yeah, I'll queue up a battleship. Well, let's get some more ships in our fleet. Battleships are 6 command points. Wow. So we actually, with the 2 ships we just ordered up, that's our command point cap until our star base is done and until we can start building advanced star bases. Interesting. Well, we have passed the 25-minute mark, and I know there wasn't as much militarization as I talked about this episode, but that's okay. We're going to focus on building up the fleet in Maine so we could just come in and take Terracus. I could try to capture Terracus if I really wanted to, and I could have Meklar citizens, but I wanted that planet for myself originally, so there's a part of me that really does want to just bomb it to the Stone Age. I know that sounds vindictive, but I really just kind of want to do that. Did that upgrade real quick. And blow the crap out of it. And then after that, head down to Meklon and do some damage to them before they can hit me back. So that's the focus as soon as we are able to jump in, particularly once our battleships are done, which we might start with next episode. We'll see, but that's going to be the focus just as far as taking a little bit of extra territory and making sure we have an advantage over the other empires. The other thing to consider is that as soon as we do that, we will probably take the lead in the game, because I feel like we're already coming from behind on the Klakon right now. The Klakon are under attack from the Antarans, and what I've learned, again, from commenters, thank you guys, is that the Antarans they're programmed to attack the most powerful threat. So they're going to attack the most powerful player, the leading player. So the reason the Klakon are getting just torn up is they are leading in every way. Speaking of which, let's take a moment to look at our path to victory and see how things are looking. So Antaren's victory, we are just kicking the crap out of it. We are way ahead of everyone else in the Antaran victory. But we're actually... we're not doing too badly. We're middle of the ground. The Darlock are the unknown race, by the way. They're on the map. We just haven't met them. So score-wise, we're just above the halfway point. We're in the top 50 percentile. Conquest-wise, we're in the same way. But again, once we attack the Meklar, that's probably going to change. We're probably going to be first in conquest. And then technological victory, surprisingly, the Meklar are beating us in research. But I think I haven't been watching this, but you know what? Tell you what, we can look at this. Can we look at... Can I not see research? Well, I can't see my research, unfortunately, but when you look at... Oh, wow, what happened here to the Meklar population? When you look at the Meklar population, particularly when you look at the colonies, it is not sustainable, I don't think, that the Meklar will continue to outperform us. I just don't think they will. So we're going to focus on taking... Even if we don't attack them, we're going to pass them as number one in technological victory. And we could very well get a tech victory as opposed to an Antaran victory, but we're in a very good place to get the Antaran victory. The economic victory, we're in a pretty good place as well, but not as good as the Klakon. Diplomatic victory, yeah, you can definitely see why the Klakon are getting attacked. Diplomatic victory, they are doing a lot better than us. So I am not sure how this will affect things. Is it population-based? I guess it's population-based. Hang on. If it's population-based, then this should explain it. Yeah, it's population-based. That explains it. So that's why we're kind of middle of the pack and the Klakon is kicking our butts. Their votes are based on how many citizens they have. So yeah, that will also improve as we attack the Meklar. Anyway, I have rambled about possible victory chances. We haven't looked at it yet. We're closing in on the 10th episode of the series, and I wanted to take a second to just talk about ways we could possibly win, because this was definitely a series that I started to explore the Revenge of Antares DLC, so I just kind of wanted to play it, and I didn't really have a particular goal in mind. And so we could go about it many, many different ways. So thanks very much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload new episodes in... What are we playing? Just general science fiction, survival, and simulation content every day at 6 Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.